Okay, Donald, have it your way. We'll do the Megadeth albums.
Finally, a good band after wasting 2 whole videos on a mid-band like Metallica. But I'm not doing it for myself, Barack. I'm doing it for the fans of the channel who voted for this in the community poll. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's get started with the first album. You want to be in charge of the tier list again, Donald?
Yeah, I love dragging the little icons.
Makes him feel like he's in control, Barack.
First up is Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, the official soundtrack of Barack Obama's presidency. You know who else was killing it, Barack? Dave Mustaine after he left Metallica.
He got kicked out, Donald.
Details. Barack, details. This first album is so good, as well as a direct stab at Metallica. Calling the piano intro of this album iconic is an insult. Seriously, who had the balls to do something like that in 1985? Only Dave Mustaine.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Too bad the Mickey Mouse voice starts after that intro, Donald.
Chill out, guys. You really need to stop having parasocial relationships with these musicians. Let's just rate the music.
Music is far more than just the sound waves that reach your hearing aid, Sleepy Joe. Speaking of hearing aid, this album was released in 1985, the same year that the charity single Stars from Hearing Aid was recorded. My man Ronnie James Dio really got the whole heavy metal scene of the 80s in one room together to record a song for charity. Meanwhile, Ozzy was probably snorting cocaine in the bathroom of a motel.
If you don't shut up, I'm putting this album in D tier, Donald.
Dementia must have gotten you good, Sleepy Joe, because I'm the one in charge of the tier list.
And I'm in charge of this fucking country, Donald. As we speak, I am contacting my secret network of spies across the USA, and your IP is being traced right now, so you better prepare for the storm, maggot. I have access to the entire arsenal of the United States Marine Corps, and I will use it to its full extent to smash this album into the D tier, you little shit.
Oh, right, I forgot you're still in office. Okay, fine, let's rate this album. As a thrash album, this is definitely S tier, but for Megadeth, the scales are a little different because there are such great albums still to come. I'd put this in A tier.
Finally, we're actually rating this shit. A tier is spot on, Donald.
B tier at best. Remember, Bonded by Blood, Hell Awaits, and Power and Pain all came out this same year.
And this album is better than all of them. A tier, Barack. Next is Peace Sells, but Barack ain't buying. Oops, I mean Peace Sells, but who's buying?
This joke is getting old, Donald.
Just like you, Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, I'm a Metallica stan, but I can admit this is a decent album.
Decent, Barack. Just listen to the opening track. I've had many times in my life where waking up dead was my biggest wish, Barack, and songs like these are what kept me going. That's the power of Dave Mustaine. Just listen to the last solo. So good. It reminds me of the opening solo of The Sails of Chiron by Scorpions. Pure neoclassical beauty. Metallica could only dream of having a solo like this.
You know, Kirk Hammett actually covered that Scorpions solo in 2009.
Only the riff of the song, Barack, not the solo. And even the riff didn't sound right when the hamster played it.
This album is really solid, and it's better than Killing Is My Business. Can we put it in S tier?
That'll be a problem later, Joe.
We'll figure it out when the time comes.
And I'm surprised your time hasn't come yet, Joe.
Just put it in high A tier, guys.
Fuck that. Put it in S tier, Donald.
Okay, Joe, if you insist. Next album is so far, so good, so what?
Really, Donald?
Yeah, this album is straight trash. Only In My Darkest Hour is good, and I guess the album cover is okay.
Brock, you could speak any language you wanted, but you chose to speak facts. This album also has dog shit production. The soundstage is utter trash. Is this what I had all those tube amplifiers and shit installed for in the Oval Office? This shit has worse production than a Burzum album. Shit is more muddy than ZZ Top's second album.
R.I.P. Dusty Hill.
Rest in peace, you beautiful bearded bastard.
Yeah, R.I.P. Anyway, this album literally has worse audio production than this channel's first 4 videos. Seriously, step up your game, bro.
Yeah, Mustaine had a new production engineer for each album, or even multiple per album, because it's such a fucking pain in the ass to work with that douchebag. Can't always roll a 20 for your production staff, I guess. It's a miracle he managed to find band members.
Yeah, he got lucky that he threw that potted plant at Dave Ellefson's air conditioner. And Ellefson got lucky video calls weren't around back then.
Very funny, Joe. Okay, I'll concede that the production is shabby, but the album's still good. While the other songs are not necessarily iconic, they are still good thrash songs.
I know a better thrash album released in 1988, Donald, which you might remember from the Metallica tier list. This album is C tier.
Agreed, Barack. I just listened to this album and I've already forgotten all the songs besides Darkest Hour and Anarchy in the UK.
Even Sid Vicious is more talented than Mustaine.
Harsh, Barack. Too harsh. You don't really mean that. At least Mustaine's guitar is plugged in.
Plugged into your mom!
Shut up, Donald. Anyway, Mustaine also got the Sex Pistols guitarist Steve Jones to play on Anarchy in the UK on this album. Got to respect that. But it's still C tier.
C, for you guys are a bunch of tasteless
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Just put it in C tier.
Fine. That finally brings us to Rust in Peace. This is the best metal album of all time, period. Don't let Chuck Schuldiner hear this, but listening to Marty Friedman's solos for the first time made me feel things I had never felt before and had never felt again until I went to the reunion shows with Marty last February. Tornado of Souls, more like a tornado in my pants. Can't believe he still nailed the solo almost 25 years after leaving the band.
Don't say it, Joe.
Tornado of Souls, best solo in music, nothing comes close.
He did it anyway.
And it's not just Marty's solos that are legendary. Mustaine himself also takes a few, most notably in Holy Wars, which, by the way, has the best acoustic interlude I've ever heard in metal. Thrash metal may have started dying in 1990, but this album is the pinnacle of the genre. Even just the opening riff of the album is so iconic. Just watch Megadeth at the Hammersmith Odeon in 1992. The sense of excitement in the crowd while the eerie music plays before the band takes the stage. The green lights on Mustaine's luscious locks when the riff starts. Just Mustaine is visible at first, and I personally believe that this moment was the second coming of Christ. Then the whole band joins in a flurry of synchronized headbanging. The band had so much hair in this era, you can't even see their faces in the first 1.5 minutes of the song until Dave casually adjusts his beautiful orange locks while playing the opening solo.
Jesus fucking Christ. Cool it, Donald. Yeah, this album is good, but you are exaggerating how iconic it is.
Shut up, Barack. This album is God tier. Best thrash metal album ever. The riffs are iconic. Mustaine's voice is still good, probably at its peak, and the lineup on this album was the best Megadeth ever had. No offense, Kiko and Dirk, you're also good. Rest in peace, Nick Menza. Nick.
I still visit his grave every year, Joe.
Can you guys stop circle jerking over this version of the band and just rate this album? You're going to put it in S tier anyway.
We've already put Peace Cells in S tier, Barack. Wait, what's happening?
I'm ascending us to Rust in Peace tier,
What
boys.
the fuck is going
Thanks,
on?
Elon.
Bro, I'm going to be sick.
Just hang tight, boys.
3, 2, 1.
3 days later.
Here we are, boys. The moon. Rust in Peace ranks so damn high, this is where it ends up. That's one small step for Dave Mustaine. One giant leap for thrash metal.
Donald, there's no wind on the moon. The viewers will never believe this is actually the moon.
Can we get out of the NASA basement now?
Why do you guys have to ruin everything?